I want to talk about Black Friday. Sale season is upon us, and I know how overwhelming it is. I think it leads to a lot of mindless shopping. Something that I do is I compile a shopping list of everything that I need. Hello, friends, and welcome back to another episode of the Dream Bigger podcast. So today I'm coming at you with a solo, and today I'm basically breaking down how you're going to prep for the holidays, plan everything in advance from like social stuff to packing if you're traveling, Black Friday tips, and then I have a bunch of gift ideas for you because I personally am someone who likes to be prepared and work in advance because otherwise I get really stressed out, and I'll like go over exactly how I do this for sales and everything because otherwise I think you're just like scrambling, and when you're scrambling you're panic shopping, and no one wants that. And also no one wants to like be at the last minute and you're picking shitty gifts, or again, like if you're buying things for yourself you're scrambling. That's just like not the vibe. So I'm going to go over everything, like all my tips when it comes to prepping for the holidays, because we're already in November, which is insane, and the holidays are like literally around the corner. So let's start with social calendar, okay? Because I know that this time of year is often everyone's kind of busiest because there's a lot of social obligations. And so I like to make sure I'm planning things out a few weeks in advance so that I know kind of what to expect, because right now it's like, of course, all of my friends have different things. There's a lot of dinners, but then there's also things from brands, there's work, evening events, there's 1,000 things. So this is what I like to do. Basically, I like to establish how many nights I actually want to be out, because it's really easy at this time of year, I find, for your social calendar to kind of be the one driving the car and not you. And so I think having certain boundaries or I guess like boundaries there that dictate how many nights you actually do want to spend out is really, really important. And I think it just forces you to prioritize what is and isn't important, because yes, it's the holidays, and yes, of course, like I love being social and seeing everyone more than I normally do, but at the same time, my work doesn't stop. I need to be highly functional on weekdays, and my like regular routine doesn't stop either. That means that I'm still going to the gym 5 days a week, 5 to 6 days a week. I'm still having my evening routine. So I do have to kind of moderate how many times I'm going out. So for me, like during the week, I will maximum take on 2 social obligations. And that too, like the second one is really bordering on, it really has to be something that I really must go to, because otherwise it leads to the week being kind of overwhelming. So that's the boundaries that I set in place. Also, the other thing is I'm clear on how often or how not often I want to be drinking, if that's also your thing. So I don't like to drink too often. And so being really clear about that and having a plan, because the thing is, like during the holidays, I think because there's all of these social things, there's alcohol everywhere. I think unless you're clear about your intention and just knowing which nights you plan to drink or not drink, like having that clear is really helpful to navigate these social situations. So I know that, even if I am going to a dinner party, I'm definitely not drinking on weekdays. It's just not something that I like to do. And, I either opt for water or non-alcoholic beverages, whatever it is. And also I do want to call out that if you want to avoid drinking, you should never feel pressured to do that in order to have fun. That's crazy. And so, people should be respecting your boundaries around that. The other thing is that I've said this before, but Nish and I are really, really kind of particular about going on date night. It's just really, really important for the both of us. And so no matter what, we will make sure that we don't have plans for both Friday and Saturday, because we need to kind of get our date night in one of those days. And of course, there's some times where that doesn't pan out. Like this weekend, for example, we had like a work trip Monday to Thursday. We didn't want to go out on Friday night, but we still made sure that we had dinner together Friday night. Like I cooked us a nice meal, we ate together, all of that. So that's also a thing that I factor in, that I don't want to be out both Friday and Saturday night, because then Nish and I don't get time together, and that's kind of problematic for us. Like we love to spend that one night together. Okay, so from here, I want to move on to trips. So I don't know about you guys. I always travel during the holidays, whether you're going home or you're going on a trip, whatever it is. We have actually a few destinations that we're going to, including home, to see our families. But when I am traveling, and I know that you guys ask kind of how I put my outfits together and how I plan and how I pack and how many suitcases I'm taking with me. And so I'm going to give you guys a breakdown on what exactly I'm doing and kind of how I plan for it. So every December we go away, and typically like we go see our families for 2 weeks, and then like the week before we come back, we go skiing. So this year we're going to London for a few days, and then we're going for 2.5 weeks to see each of our families. So I'm going to Dhaka to see my parents. Nish is going to Abu Dhabi to see his family. And so, we're going to both of those destinations, and then we are going skiing in Courchevel. So as you can imagine, those are 3 very different vibes. And so packing efficiently is incredibly, incredibly important. Okay. So these are my tips. I use my friend Pia Manz's packing method, and I feel like everyone needs to go follow her because this packing method has completely changed my life. So what I do is I make sure I take pictures of every single outfit. Now, I used to stop there, but this is where Pia's method comes in handy. Basically, on the Notes app, you put down, like, say, for example, let's say, I'm just going to pull myself as an example. So we're going to London, right? So I do London day 1, night 1. Day 2, night 2. And basically that's kind of how I go through depending on if I have dinner plans or not. And you can even like narrow it down more for like activities, basically like, so say for example, I don't know, you're going to the Christmas market or you have a really nice like cocktail party, whatever it is. Point is, if you are taking pictures of everything that you're wearing, number 1, it'll help you when you get there to put those outfits together in like 30 seconds. Number 2, it makes you really efficient when you're packing because you basically, you have all the pictures right in front of your eyes, and so you know how to mix and match things. So you just end up packing a lot less, which is really, really great, especially for me when I'm going on these long trips. Like I don't want to go and take like 4 suitcases with me. That's crazy. So I try to fit everything into 1, max 2 suitcases. And so this is just like a really, really helpful tip. And then, that way it's all packed up. It's all ready to go. And I know how I'm putting my outfits together. I also really like to use packing cubes and kind of label where everything is. So for example, like for me, since I'm going to 3 different destinations, I'm probably going to have like a bunch of my like London clothes in London packing cubes, and then the rest kind of separated out based on location. When we were in Italy earlier this summer, in Spain, I had my packing cube separated based on the kind of clothing. So say for example, I had one for my dresses, another one for my tops, something for like swimwear, things like that. So you can kind of categorize this as you please, but making sure that you have everything planned in advance is such a game changer. I'm telling you, you're going to be so much more efficient this way. Okay, so moving on, I want to talk about Black Friday because sale season is upon us, and I know how overwhelming it is. And it is honestly like, I think it leads to a lot of mindless shopping unless you are prepared. And so that's what I'm hoping I can help you with. So throughout the year, something that I do is I compile a shopping list of everything that I need. So I had my friend Lily Adele on the podcast. She's the founder of Click, and we talked about this in depth where, when you're in your closet and you're putting outfits together, you kind of, as you're putting an outfit together, sometimes you realize that I'm missing something. Okay, so say for example today, as I was putting my outfit together, I was like, oh damn, I don't have a pair of brown leather boots. And so all I did was I just put it on my list of things that I'm missing, basically things that I need to buy. And what that does is it helps you be really intentional about the gaps in your wardrobe. And then from there, over time, knowing the things that I actually need to add to my closet, I start to go on all my favorite websites, which is like Forward, Net-a-Porter, My Teresa, and I start to heart all of these things, right? So, and like as I start to look in a certain category, like let's say for example, I don't know. Okay, let's say I need a shearling coat. So as I start to look for shearling coats, I realize that my favorite one is maybe like something from Totem, and I'm speaking like true story for me. And so I have that hearted, and I know that when Black Friday comes along or there's a sale, that's kind of when I want to pick it up. Of course, obviously, we're not always shopping when the sales are on, but it just kind of helps you get clear on what you need to prioritize when Black Friday happens. And again, that way you're not manically shopping. And the same thing with a budget. I think having a set budget is really important, you guys. I think that it is that way you're intentional about what you're spending, and it's not just like this spending frenzy. And again, like you guys know, I've talked about this. I'm really particular about being on top of our finances and just being like responsible in terms of how we're shopping, even though it can feel like really tempting to go ahead and buy all of the things, but having kind of like a set range budget is really important. This was so helpful for me during the Sephora sale because, you know, the Sephora sale, it can be really overwhelming. You're really excited to buy all of the things, and you know, you're on social, everyone's recommending like a different eyeshadow and a lipstick and you want to try it all. But with Sephora, like the Sephora sale, I followed this rule exactly where actually over the year, I start to add things into my cart that I actually really need. So say, for example, I stock up on my sunscreens only during the sale because I use the Summer Fridays one, and I know like I'm just going to buy like 2 to 3 during the sale and it lasts me. So I heart the things that I want. I am particular about the list of things that I need. And then of course, if there's room for like 1 or 2 fun things, I'll do that. But point is being really intentional, and that just ensures that I'm making the most of what I'm buying as well. And like then I've also thought about like from clothes, for example, I know the clothes that I'm buying, I've thought about how I'm going to style it, why it's missing in my closet, all of the things. So this, I think, is something that everyone needs to keep in mind as we approach sale season. And of course, this goes beyond makeup, it goes beyond fashion, it goes into wellness, it goes into things for your home, because honestly, this is never ending. Okay. And so being really particular about, I don't know, any furniture that you want to buy or whatever it is, the list and being particular is everything. Okay. So now I want to talk about gifts, or, you know, gift guides, in my opinion. And you know what? For me, one of my love languages in terms of how I give love is gift giving. I love giving people gifts, and I really do like to be particular about what I give them based on who they are, what they're missing in their lives. I always have a running list of things that people have mentioned in passing, things that they want, you know. So I have that going with Nish. I have it going with my close friends and family, where like maybe they see something and they're like, oh, like I really want to buy that, or that's on my wish list. I will take note so that when time comes, you know, I'm able to give them something really meaningful. So gift ideas. So first and foremost, of course, I will start with Array, because everyone needs more wellness in their lives. So we have, of course, a huge range of products. We just launched Tribiotic, which I think is a really universally relevant gift to give to everyone. It's a really, really chic pre, post, and probiotic, and it targets immune, gut, and vaginal health. So it's really like a very well-rounded product. I think it's beautiful. I love giving this as a gift. And you can also use my code SIF15. So that's that. Moving on, also in the wellness category, you guys, I have been obsessed with red light masks, okay? I think it makes your skin look so good. And I originally got into red light therapy actually when I got my breast reduction, because basically as part of my recovery process, I would go into my doctor's office and they would make me lie under a red light so that there would be no/minimum scarring. And it really did help with the recovery portion of things. And so red light therapy is super, super helpful when it comes to kind of like recovery, rejuvenation, all of those things. And so Bon Charge has an incredible red light therapy mask, and I love Bon Charge as a brand. I think that they make kind of biohacking and longevity really accessible to everyone. I'm also obsessed with their sauna blanket, but I think that red light therapy mask is so good for anyone who's wanting to improve their skin health. And I think this is applicable, by the way, to men and women, because even Nish, sometimes he puts it on and he really loves it as well. So highly, highly recommend it. And I believe I have a code with them, which I'm just going to grab for you guys. Where is it? Do we know my code for Bon Charge? I'm pulling it right now. Oh, here we go. So they are actually having a Black Friday sale right now. And so all you're going to do is go onto their website, and they have 25% off for Black Friday, Cyber Monday until December 5th. And your discount code is automatically applied. And again, this has so many benefits. All you need is 10 minutes a day. It helps with things like breakouts, reducing fine lines and wrinkles, firm skin. And right now I am obsessed with all of this because I turned 33 and I just want to preserve my skin health, you guys. Like, I've not had to get Botox yet. And that's because I think of the work that I've put into my skin. And so red light therapy, super, super great for that. Okay, moving on. The next thing I have is, so the next couple of things that I have is for people who are like homebodies and love to spend time in the kitchen, or they love to entertain and host. So my number one thing, if this is someone who enjoys cooking, is the Caraway pans. You guys, I just think that they are so incredibly chic. I mean, just stunning. I have the black ones with the gold hardware. I always get complimented on them. This is a clean brand, which, I mean, also like so great. You definitely want to make sure that you are cooking without any toxins. And so this is non-toxic cookware. I'm a big fan of the brand. I've talked about them a million times. I love them. So highly recommend if this is someone who likes to spend time in the kitchen and is wanting to update their cookware. Next up, I have a knife set. So actually, this is something that I thought of because maybe it was a few years ago, or maybe it was last year, my brother was seeing this girl, and she got him a really good Japanese knife for his birthday, and he was so excited. And so I feel like for someone who really enjoys cooking and spending time in the kitchen, that's such an incredible gift to give, like a really high quality Japanese knife. You can get loads of different brands at Williams-Sonoma. It's actually something I'm going to do to update my own knife set because you guys know I love to cook as well. And so I just think that it's like a really like thoughtful gift to give to someone who appreciates cooking. Next one is a cookbook. If you are wanting to kind of buy something that's meaningful for someone who likes to cook, but without spending a ton of money, I love getting cookbooks. It's one of my favorite gifts to get. And some of my personal favorites, I love any cookbook that Adina Sussman has put out. I'm obsessed with. Love that one. What else? I received the Mama cookbook from my friend Maggie Sellers a few years ago, actually, when I think we moved into our house. She gave it to me as a housewarming gift, and I thought it was such a sweet present. I love their cookies, so that one has been a slay when it comes to just like cooking. There is, oh my God, how am I forgetting this? Okay, yeah. The other one is Alison Roman. I personally love her books, and so I actually have Dining In and Nothing Fancy, so two of her cookbooks. I think they're fantastic, just easy, great recipes that I think everyone can follow. So I love cookbooks. And Half Baked Harvest is another really good cookbook. I feel like, again, like basic hearty recipes for someone who just likes to host and have people over and cook. So lots of good cookbooks that you can give to people. I'm always looking at what the newest best-selling cookbook is. Another good one is Ottolenghi. I think any cookbook from Ottolenghi is amazing. There's a really good cookbook from Julina. I mean, honestly, this list can go on and on. I'm obsessed with cookbooks, and I think that they're really, really great gifts to give. Another good idea is a cocktail making set. Again, I think this is really good for someone who likes to host. Actually, one of our team members gave this as a gift to Nish last year during Secret Santa. Shout out to Julia. She did such a good job. And we use it like anytime we have friends over. So it's probably been one of our most used gifts that we've ever gotten. And so, if this is someone who likes to entertain or host people, I think that this is just a really great gift to give. And like, really think about getting something that's like really beautiful. There's so many amazing cocktail making sets. I think CB2 and Crate and Barrel always have really good options. Williams-Sonoma as well. So love that. Okay, this next one is such a thoughtful gift that if I received, I'd be so excited because I actually gave it as a gift. Okay. And that is slippers. So I gave Nish last year as a stocking stuffer present a pair of men's like home slippers from Skims, and he was obsessed with them. So my personal favorite is these like really stunning ones from Jenni Kayne. I've had my eye on them. I honestly might gift it to myself. So highly recommend that. And I believe I have a code with Jenni Kayne, which I'm just going to pull up for you guys. So my code for Jenni Kayne is DreamBigger15. So that's DreamBigger15 for 15% off at checkout. So another really great, easy gift to give. I think it's like thoughtful. Who doesn't want slippers? I have a no shoe policy at home, so this is just like one of my favorite things to receive. Next up, so this is actually a copy because my friend Terry gifted this to me last year during the holidays, and I love it. She gifted me Venus et Fleur, like a little rose box from them, and I love it. It's still alive and well because I've had the founder of Venus et Fleur, Seema, on the podcast, and if you've seen the brand, they have forever roses. Basically, they smell and look real for over a year. Right now, I'm bordering on a year, and those roses are still like, they look like I got them yesterday. So I think that this is just like a really beautiful gift to someone who, I don't know, like likes to have their home looking nice. So that's another really good gift. Speaking of home, you guys, my favorite candle, you know this, is from Not Your Standard. She has, it's my friend Kayla's brand. She has 3 different candles now. All of them smell incredible, and they come in these like beautiful marble vessels, so even when the candle is gone, you can use it as like a makeup brush holder. I think this is such a beautiful gift to give to people. It's also a non-toxic candle brand, which is incredible because when you're burning it, you know, it's free of any chemicals, and so I feel good when I burn it at home. And again, it smells so freaking good. My personal favorite, and this is hard because all 3 of them are so good, but the one that I love at this time of year is her Ember scent. It comes in this like gorgeous, like kind of like this dark red burgundy colored marble vessel. It is so luxe and it smells like a fireplace. It is truly, truly stunning. So love that. Now, if you are wanting to splurge a little bit, and this may not be for everyone, two gifts that I have really enjoyed giving, and I know that people have enjoyed receiving them, is if my friends have kids and I want to give them something really special, then I've given baby toys from Dior. I think that they do really beautiful baby toys, you guys, and I think it's just really nice, I think, for people to get to keep those toys and for it to be like chic forever. So that's my thought process behind baby toys from Dior. And I know, again, this is like very, very high price point, but I do want to put that out there because when my friends started to get pregnant and the holidays came around, I was like, I don't know what to give people. And so once I saw how beautiful the Dior baby collection is, I just kind of have to put it out there for anyone who chooses to do this. And then the other thing that's, again, very, very high end is Hermes scarves or twillies. Actually, 4 of my friends gave me scarves and twillies from Hermes for my birthday, and I have worn them so much. I think that they're beautiful. And so again, this is definitely higher price point, but maybe it's for someone who you kind of want to splurge on. This is just something that they'll keep forever, and again, I highly recommend it. Moving on again, back to home things. You guys, something that I have used every single day since I got it is so Lola Blanket is a blanket brand, obviously, and they did a collaboration with Tezza, and it keeps selling out every time it comes back into stock, but I would kind of turn on a notification or something for it if it comes, or like for when it comes back in stock, because this blanket is so soft and so gorgeous. I mean, it is really, really beautiful. It's this like lush, like soft, like almost this like fur looking blanket. It's not fur, but it just feels like that. And it is so cozy. I think it makes your room look more luxurious, which I love because, you guys, I have never been someone who just is okay with like blankets thrown around, like ugly looking blankets. This is just my pet peeve. I'm really particular about how my house looks. And so the Lola blankets, I have just absolutely adored them. And then something for your friend who or friend or family member who just loves like, I don't know, like things for themselves, basically, like not their home. You guys know, I love earrings. I'm wearing Heaven Mayhem earrings right now, and it's one of my favorite brands. I love gifting from them. I love wearing them. If someone gifts me Heaven Mayhem earrings, I'm so happy. And so Heaven Mayhem, again, have to call them out. It's my favorite jewelry brand, like for earrings. Just stunning. I think it's a really great gift to give. And then lastly is Osea. So you guys know Osea is one of my favorite brands for body care, and they have for the holidays this set. It's a body wash, their hydrating serum, and their body oil. And you guys, I cannot tell you how many orders I've made of Osea for myself in the last year. I go through their body oil like nobody's business because both Nish and I use it. My skin drinks it up, and I think like a little set for people is such a thoughtful gift. I think it's like luxurious, it's stunning. So a little gift set I think is the way to go. I have a code with them as well. It's Dream Bigger for 10% off site wide. So I think that this sets you up in terms of the gifts that you want to give to the people in your life. I mean, there's a ton of options that I've provided here. And I'm also happy to do a part 2 on this if you guys let me know if you liked my gift ideas. And I can even do one more specific to the men in your life or whatever, because I know that actually there's quite a bit of, ideas here for men as well. But, just let me know if you want me to do a part 2 for gift ideas. But I hope that you guys have fun prepping for the holidays. I know it's like such a crazy time for us. It's insane because work is crazy and then traveling and obviously prepping for all things holidays, but it really is my favorite time of year. And I just think it needs some prepping in order for it to be something that you can manage alongside your regular life. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will talk to you next week.